what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Wonderbox. I fucked that up again. I keep hearing if like my parents are gonna knock, but yeah. Welcome back for Brandon. Welcome Iron and Young to the podcast. I know Young's been wanting to come on the podcast, so this is his first appearance until he's gonna come back on next Sunday.
Week?
So next Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
So I know you guys just got off like your games. I don't know. Brandon just made coffee for
Mama So. Coffee for Mama So.
Mama
Instant
So.
coffee.
So
Mama So. Maximum Coffee sponsored. Just kidding. Korean instant coffee OP.
but yeah, so how have you guys been? How's your New Year's so far?
The New Year? Oh man.
Did you guys
I
fail
didn't
your
have
New Year's resolution yet?
I didn't make one because I know I wasn't gonna fulfill it. So I just done.
Fair. That's fair. That's fair.
No, usually around this time,
was
usually around this time this year, like around January, people would be like, I think gyms would be like making so much bank off of those people for like 1 month.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, because they all sign up and then they
and then like
even,
after a
cancel
month,
it.
after like a 7-day trial at LA Fitness, and like they're done.
It's just like
sign off.
It's not gonna work out.
No.
Also, I know some places the gym's not open though.
So, here everything is closed though. Like
that was my New Year resolution for 2020, and I succeeded for the most part. So, but then COVID wants to F everything over. So that's true.
Yeah. I think that's the most. No, yeah, I think that's the only reason why people. I think that's the reason why people like are kind of resorting to working out at home.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't have a lot of. I have like 2 25-pound dumbbells, but like most of the time I just lift rice bags.
Oh yeah, whenever you go shopping.
Or I just fill up with like I fill up like those grocery tote bags from like Food Lion or like Greenlands, and like I would fill it up with like Spam and corned beef until it's like heavy, and then I just like
Spam and corned beef.
Hey, that's actually something though.
Corned beef is
putting
fire.
in work. I'm just not doing anything, just going work. That's about it.
You said Spam and corned beef. Dog,
yeah,
that sounds
man.
like a casserole. Sounds like a casserole.
That's a whole dinner plate.
So how's your guys' Valentine?
Don't ask me that, man. What the fuck is a Valentine?
Not too shabby. I'm gonna watch a movie later with Lena.
Sounds awesome.
Must be nice, Brandon.
It must be nice.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Yo,
yeah, must be
can
nice.
I have what he's having? Can I have what he's having?
Yo, let me get one of those. Let me get one of those.
One of those.
Can't sold out.
Just be confident and just go
out of stock.
Bro, even if you be confident, bro, what if no one want to talk to you?
Yo, you definitely don't know that.
Yo, I don't know if you guys had like any experiences like this, but like during middle school, I think talking to like a girl that I found really pretty was I think one of the biggest challenges I had to face, because all of my friends back in middle school were just like, they were constantly pushing me to, don't be scared, just approach the girl. Like I can obviously all of us can talk to girls now, but back then I don't know why it was so hard for us.
So like it was such a daunting task. It was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Especially at those dances, like you have to girls yeah.
Not
yo,
the
okay.
middle school dances.
Dude, back in middle school, okay, there's this one time I was talking to this girl I really liked. I was kind of her friend. We'd talk sometimes, passing by in the hallways and all that stuff. And the craziest thing, me and my friend were like, bro, I'm gonna ask her to the dance, right? And I was like, so you already know what I got. I got the ukulele on deck. I got I bought some poster board. Okay, I got the poster board, making all cute with decorations and shit. And then I started singing to her. We met up in the quad at lunchtime. I started singing to her, and I was singing my heart out. Everybody was like, "Oh my god, fuck yeah!" And then after I was done, I was like, "You want to go to the dance with me?" And she's like, "No."
No.
And I was just like. And then dude, everything was like paused. I was just like, yo, are you serious right now? And I was like, okay. And then I walked away with my ukulele all sad as shit.
Everyone was a different breed of savage in middle school. Like everyone was
just honest, savage.
Brutally honest.
Okay, my middle school story. So there's this one girl I've been talking to since like 5th grade or whatever. We met through church, and like she stopped coming.
Hey.
She stopped coming to my church for a bit, and I was just like, damn, that's it. End of relationship or whatever. And then I moved back in 7th grade, and turns out we're in the same freaking school. I'm like, yo, what if we try this again? But this, I don't know. I was fucking awkward as shit. She was awkward as shit, and we were just like trying to approach each other at the same time, and it's just like, you know.
Hey, were you?
Wait, what was that sound?
Wait, were you one of the church kids to carry like 2 stacks of chairs each time when you're next to the girl?
Bruh, at church, I'd be like moving tables with one hand and shit, just like.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those two.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey man. Oh. No,
Hey,
but
middle-
honestly, okay. So this middle school though, there's this one back in middle school. I had this group of friends, right? And then this other guy that I knew from elementary school, he moved to my middle school, right? And I was talking to him, I was like, bro, you gotta meet my homies. They're so fucking cool. He's just like, are you sure? And he's just like being all weird about it. I was like, dude, come on, it's my friends. We'll all be friends, we'll all be homies. So then I introduced my friends, they're all kicking it, we're all cool. Dude, and then we have like the craziest summer. And then one day, dude, everyone just stopped hitting me up. Like I got kicked
That's
out.
so sad.
Yo, like
What?
I invited people and I get kicked out? What the fuck? Yo, like everyone's just like, I'm like, bro, what happened? He's like, just no response.
it's
like,
how it be.
don't talk to me.
Sometimes.
I'm like, bro,
Dude, I think
that's
I think that's the
piss-off.
biggest thing though. I think even what Neji like was trying to mention to us earlier, like fake friends, like before like
Yeah.
we started, but like the whole
yeah.
fake friends thing. Dude,
Dude,
that
that's not-
starts all in middle school. Like that saying where it goes, start him young.
Yeah. Oh,
Before.
gosh.
Started
Dude.
young.
It's like, I don't know, it's also like a part of like towards the end of middle school and even going to high school, it just becomes like really cliquey.
Yeah.
Like everyone just
Yeah, like
seems
everyone is in like their own, I guess,
group.
Yeah.
Group.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
when I was in high school, or at least like even in, I guess, grade 8, like pre-freshman year, like there were cliques sort of forming. Like we didn't all go to the same high school. Obviously, we kind of branched out to different high schools, right? But I kind of knew where I was going to be, like, because one of my worst experiences in high school was like, not in high school, in middle school. I remember it was during a dance. It was either grade 7 or 8, but I think it was the Valentine's dance, and I remember there was this girl I really liked for some reason, and it turned into the slow songs, right? And like, because back then we were all pumping out like, you know, Soulja Boy and like Akon, and all of a sudden, like when the slow songs came, all my friends were pushing me to like go to her.
Go
right?
dance with her.
Yeah.
Go dance with her.
So when I danced, like I managed to, bro, you know this thing, right?
Yeah.
The two
Yeah, yeah,
fingers.
Yeah.
My gestures were kind of like that. I was literally just like this. I was just like, so do you wanna dance?
You
with
wanna
me?
you wanna hold hands?
And she was nice, right?
Okay.
And it was literally just like at least almost a minute of just like slow dancing, because like the way I I didn't know how to hold a girl, so she had, obviously, you know, the girl's hands are supposed to be on my shoulders, and like my hands.
Don't tell me it was reversed. Don't tell me it was reversed.
Yeah.
You put your hands on your.
No. So
She grabbed your hips.
no, her hands were on my shoulders, right?
Sade.
Her hands were on my shoulders.
Hey.
Her hands were on my shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my hands were also on her shoulders. What the fuck?
Y'all just dancing like.
Do the monster. They're doing the monster mash.
And then
Out there.
one of our
Not the
friends,
train to Busan.
one of our friends that was also my friend. She was like, "What are you do? Like, what are you doing?" I'm just like, "Where am I supposed to like?" Down there. I'm like, oh, but like I didn't know how to transition from that. So
You said,
like so after the I think after that slow song, like I kind of went back and then she I think I had to dance with a different girl. Yeah, I did. So I had to dance with a different girl.
whoa, you danced with more than one girl? Holy shit.
Damn, playa,
Dude.
chill
No,
out.
it was
Playa,
I was going with
playa.
a date. I go with a date.
no. This is middle school, man. Like it was literally me and my friends like sitting in the corner eating, like stuffing our faces with like her like chocolate
Cheap chips.
like white chocolate Hershey kisses.
Ooh,
And like
it'll slap.
yeah, no, those slap. Shit, I haven't had
the
I
one with
haven't
the,
had
like,
chocolate in a
the
while.
the one with like the red stripes or whatever, or like the
Yeah,
black tip.
those.
Yes, those are the.
But
Dude,
Anyways,
yeah, but so I had to ask this other girl, right? And like the thing is, I did have a crush on her like a year prior, like to like I guess this whole situation. So like I asked her and then she's like, okay, fine, sure. And then when this is when my like self-esteem went down so fast. I'll tell
oh
you
my
why. So like
goodness.
no, so I obviously I learned from I learned from my mistakes. I held her properly. I positioned my hands at the where the guy's supposed to, and then it was like I forgot what the song was, but it was like it was Careless Whisper.
oh my god,
Yeah,
Yo, they played
I
that song at your middle school? What the
bro,
fuck?
I actually
I
know
don't
all the
know.
lyrics to that song. No
Bro,
cap,
mi-
I
And
what
no,
know
and
all the
middle
it
lyrics
was
to that
weird. It
song.
went from that to like the Cha Cha Real Smooth song, and it was
Oh,
yeah
damn,
no,
the
but here's the thing.
transitions.
So it was I think the slow songs lasted for like 30 seconds to almost a minute, like I
Mhm.
said, and then so we were dancing, and then as soon as the song was done, my dumbass was like, thank you so much." She went to the washroom with her friends, and she was like, "I'm gonna go wash my hands." And then after that, I just left. I'm just like,
Oh my Neji. Neji. It's okay, man. It happens.
I'm so
yo, I know.
sorry.
I think ever since that day, like I hated Valentine's.
Dude, no. What's it called? Middle school dances are just like you either have really fun or it's like something just really bad happens throughout
Yo,
the
you know
night or like
that
at the end of it.
there's always that one kid that knows how to fucking dance. You
Oh,
know that one
dude,
kid?
yeah.
That
Dude,
kid-
It's always
they
the older
always
class.
got
It's always the upperclassmen. It's always like the
Listen,
eighth graders
listen.
or whatever.
That kid was my best friend, right? He used to he's like he's 5'4", or ex best friend, but he's 5'4", short. He did gymnastics, so he's like all built and shit. And there's always that one kid at the dance who pulls out a backflip, in the crowd, and everybody just goes crazy. He was that kid, and we didn't really end it very well. Like he doesn't talk to me anymore, but like
Mm.
he was that kid who would just start dancing, and I'm like
Dude,
his best friend too. So I'm just chilling in the back with him or watching him, and he's just like,
hyping him up.
come in. And I'm just like,
You're just like,
yay.
yeah.
Yay.
This
Bro,
no, but
okay.
I had I did. I also had a friend that like, because you know how like during those dances, like everyone would form a circle during a hype song, and everyone would have a turn.
Yeah, like a
dance.
cipher.
Yo,
Yeah.
so like Soldier Boy came on, and everyone was doing the Soldier Boy dance and whatnot, and like, I was like, so everyone took turns, like, and some people went in duos, some went in trios, and like everyone was having fun. And then a Michael Jackson song came on. I think it was like Billie Jean.
Oh, they said Michael Jackson came.
Yeah, and
Michael Jackson
we
came
all got
in.
hyped. But like
Everyone
one of
just
my friend Earl, like my old classmate Earl. Shout out to him if you're watching this though. Hope you're doing well. He's a big Superman fan, so like, he's probably happy about the whole Justice League thing. But he's also a really big Michael Jackson enthusiast, so he knows how to dance like MJ.
Mhm.
And when
Oh, he hit that.
when Billie Jean came on, yo, he went off. Like no one can compete. After his performance, everyone just like went back to like everyone went back to being like wallflowers.
Their tables.
It's just
Back
like,
to their
holy shit.
tables.
Yo,
Damn,
MJ just
kinda
made an
good.
appearance.
That kid kind of. I wish I could
Okay,
dance.
okay, so well, okay, how old is everyone again? So Neji, you're 20.
24.
24. Young, how old are you again?
19.
19. And then Iron is
21.
21. Right. Okay. So your last year of middle school, so your last middle school dance, what was like the most popular song at the time?
It was Drake. It was Jeremy's shoot, what's that one song? Don't Tell Him. Jeremy's Don't Tell Him.
Okay.
Jeremiah.
Drake's this was on his shoot. What's that Drake album with the Seattle building?
Seattle building.
Seattle building.
That's the CN
it.
Tower, dude.
The Toronto building.
Oh,
that's
That
Views.
album. He's sitting on
Exposed.
like the top.
That's Views, bro.
Yeah, Views. That album
Good.
came out, and there was a song from there.
Pop style.
Shit, but that was about it. Those two, and then the Weekend was a little bit like later, but yeah, that was ours.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Mine?
How about yours, Brandon? Or Neji?
Mine. I think it was mostly just like Soulja Boy and like Akon.
Damn.
You know, Smack That.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yo, they
know.
played that in your middle dance?
Yeah, no
How's that
one knew
go?
what it meant until like high school, and once we all realized, we were just like, "Yo, they let us dance to that."
But is it just me, or I actually don't know that song?
You're too young.
Yeah.
Young's
You're
the
just too
baby.
young.
Young's the baby in this like episode, bro.
Young. You're
Man.
too young, bro.
His new
Young's
name,
too
Young
young,
Baby.
bro.
He's
Young
literally
Baby.
too young.
Baby.
Wait, Iron, what was the most popular
Mine?
song for you?
Pop song. Oh man, this was like, what year is that? 20. Oh, dude, when the motto came out by Drake.
Oh, wow, that long ago?
Mm.
Yeah.
Wait, what the?
When-
That was like.
Damn, I
sixth
thought-
grade?
2011 or
one person-
2012.
I thought one
Is
person
it?
was gonna say
That was
"Teach me how to
2011, dude.
doggy."
Oh, that's so. Okay, then that was too
I
bad.
thought,
Maybe that was
I
sixth
thought
grade.
one person
sixth grade,
was gonna
sorry.
say "Teach me how to Dougie," bro. What happened to
Oh,
teach
yeah,
me
that
how
one.
to Dougie?
Teach
My
me how to
name is
Dougie.
That would-
Young. My name is
That
Cat-
would come up like
Yo.
once.
The Cat Daddy.
the Cat Daddy
God
or
damn.
Yo,
Jerk.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
It
wait,
was
Brandon,
Gangnam Style for me, bro.
Gangnam
Gangnam Style?
Style, really?
Bro,
Dude,
no,
Gangnam
no,
Style
I
was third and fourth
I-
grade for me.
I would. Oh wow, that's super young for you. What the hell?
Holy
Yo,
crap!
But
I remember
So-
listening to it at my
Heck?
friend's birthday party, and I was just like, because I went to like a predominantly white / Spanish school for
okay.
my elementary. They would all be like, "Yo, come up and dance, because I'm the only Korean there." And I'd be like,
Hey.
they're like, oh my god,
Oh my god.
they go crazy.
You're just like him. No, wait. No, so I went to, I think it was like 7th grade for me when that came out. I went to the middle school dance with my middle school crush at the time. And then I was doing the one where he like kind of gallops to the side, like he's going sideways, right?
Mm.
And I kicked her, right? And she fell. I kicked her
Oh,
so hard she fell. But so I fell too because I like kicked my own leg afterwards because I tripped, but then I caught her. That was
Ooh.
crazy.
I'm like,
So it all worked
that's
out.
yo, that's
It
some
all
Peter,
worked
he
out.
planned it.
bro. That's some
Planned it,
Peter
planned
Parker
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Not the
Okay,
Peter
Superman.
Porker.
Okay. Peter
Peter,
Pizza poker.
Peter Park.
hey Peter.
Peter Park.
Hey,
Peter.
Peter.
Hey Peter.
Peter.
Hey,
Uh,
Yo, okay, this is not my embarrassing moment, but like so we had it was flag football. So I was trying out for the team. No, I was already on the team during this time. But we had tryouts for like, new people. And there was this kid. He was he was pretty chunky. But like, yo, bro, he could play. He could tackle people, right? But
but this,
no, but here's the thing. So like, obviously for flag football you have to like get as
hold
many
their flag.
yeah, so the most embarrassing part was like our French teacher was the one that's coaching it, right? And then like he didn't really let people go to the like have a bathroom break unless like the drill is done. So one of like the I'm just gonna call him Chungus. The Chungus.
Fucking
Okay, so
Big
Is that
chunk.
okay to say?
I'm sorry. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so
call him Big C. Big C.
Okay, Big C. So basically, Big C was like running down, right? And he looked constipated. I'm just like, oh shit. I asked him, like, yo, like, I was like, hey, like, are you okay? And he's like, oh, I need to go. I'm like, do you think Monsieur blah 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 will actually let me go to the washroom, and I'm like I don't know, just go ask him. So he's like, okay, fine, I'll just go back to I'll go to the end of the field and come back and ask him. I'm like, okay. So I waited like 15 seconds, then I see him like come back and ask our French teacher. I was like, he was like, Monsieur, can I go to the washroom? And he was like, and our French teacher was like, no, you cannot go to the you cannot go to the washroom. And he was begging, right? And okay, here's the worst part. It may not make sense right now, but he was wearing like those like athletic training shorts, like what you wear for like football, like soccer football. So he was running, and then he went to the other end of the field again, and then came back, and he's like, Monsieur, I really need to go. And then our French teacher was like, no, you cannot go. You have to finish the drill. And so the next time he came back, like running back from the other field, I just see some brown shit leaking from his.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, no. The thing is, I didn't say shit. Okay, I didn't say shit because like I just saw him. I'm just like this. I'm just like,
Drop the Eiffel Tower. Oh my
he
god.
came back, and then he was crying. He was
Because he should.
I was like, Monsieur. I was trying to get my teacher's attention. Then he was like, what, like what? And then Anthony came back and like Monsieur, I really need to go. Like he's like, what is down your pants? I'm like, oh, Monsieur, that's what he's been trying to tell you.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to walk Big C all the way to the washroom. As soon as he was crying the whole time, I'm just like, bro, is that I looked at him. I was like, I remember asking him, is that really like? That's not mud, is it?
Is that what I think it is?
Is that what I think it is? And then,
Not the F cargos.
and then I remember he told me he ate some sort of pasta or something that made him like,
Oh my god.
like poop.
Oh, he's probably lactose.
Yeah, no, like I don't know. I'm guessing it was like fettuccine alfredo or something. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I walked into the washroom. It was funny because the way my French teacher reacted, he sounded like he was like sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu.
And then like once he saw what was really happening, like my French teacher was like, you have to go now, go. And then he's like, oh, take Daryl with you. It's so weird saying my own real name when I'm so used to Neji. So I take him to the washroom, and then he goes to the stall. He goes to the end stall, right? And nobody goes to the end stall because that shit never flushes. But he was so like insecure about like the first several stalls because like people might walk in.
Yeah.
So he goes to the last stall. I was like, so I walked in. I knew he was in the third stall, last stall, because I heard him grunting. And then I checked him. And I was like, "Yo, Big C." I was like, "Hey, Big C, are you okay? Do you want me to get like? Do you want me to get the secretary or principal to call your parents or whatever?" And then all I heard was, "Okay, since this is technically an ASMR mic."
Oh no.
Okay, it wasn't that. I'm pretty sure like here's like it's quiet, but like amplify that to like.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of space.
Right.
Amplification.
Bro, and I heard the biggest splash. I heard the biggest splash. It just sounded like like a big ass Titanic just falling into Niagara Falls.
Oh my Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Look at us grown men talking about shit.
Dude, no, but as soon as I heard that, the smell just like went up my nose and it ran out.
I could the only way I could imagine your description right now. You guys see White Chicks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys remember the scene where like he's lactose, but he's like eating when he's dressed up as the girl, and he goes to the bathroom. He's like, "You bitch," and he starts just because he's so lactose. He's like, he can't take it anymore. So I can imagine what the guy was feeling, just like.
Oh my god.
Yo, but like, have you guys watched The Office?
Yeah.
I've actually watched
not.
full episodes of season 1.
There's this scene where Michael Scott like he does the whole cure for rabies marathon or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But before he runs, this is what reminded me of it. Before he ran, he ate like an entire like aluminum bowl of like fettuccine alfredo pasta, and I mean, like he's not lactose intolerant, but like once you eat that, because I know how it feels. Once you eat that and you exercise, bro, that shit will sit in your stomach like a rock.
Dude, it's like
Not that
heavy. It's like
no, yeah,
heavy food.
because like it's like dense cream, milk, and like cheese, and like
Yeah.
like
Pasta,
And the
carbs.
pasta,
carbs
yeah,
from the pasta.
It expands in your
Dude.
stomach.
yeah, and like basically, I'm pretty sure that's how like Big C felt. So
Dude,
just
yeah,
I
I just feel
bro,
I
just
feel
think,
bloated. I feel bloated from listening to
right,
that, bro.
because like, bro, I just when I explained how, like what happened to him, like the sound and everything, I could smell it still until now.
But that's
I know what
so
the smell is like.
bad.
I could feel like my throat choking up.
Your throat choking up.
Your choke throaking up? Oh my god.
Yo, okay, relax. I stayed up until like
Relax.
Damn,
Alright.
You're throaking.
no, I just
I'm gonna
embarrassed
say that every
myself.
time you die and you sell my I'm gonna say that every time
I'm
you
throat-
sell my shit in Apex.
Chicken nut,
You-
chicken nut bread. Chicken nut bread.
Oh man, yo, big props to Big C. I'm pretty sure if he, because I have him on Instagram. But
I love the Big C. I love.
if he's watching this, I don't know if he'll remember, but if you're watching this, Big C, you know who you are. So,
Now
Dude,
we
he
know
low
who
key
he
might
is.
he might just poop in a bag and just leave it on your doorstep.
It's like, remember me.
he just
Remember me?
he just leaves me a bag. He just leaves me like an entire casserole like fettuccine alfredo. Like, remember?
Big C.
Just standing outside your window holding fettuccine.
Oh my god.
Yo, I love fettuccine, but I'm also lactose.
Oh yeah,
goodness.
dude.
Oh.
Thank God I'm not lactose.
Yo,
It's a
like,
blessing and a curse.
dude, like
That
the
shit's
thing,
weak.
it's weird for me because like the only time my lactose intolerance kicks in, it's
Mhm.
only when I eat poutine, which is
Ooh.
weird. Because
Poutine?
like ice cream cake or like milk, soy milk, or like what else? Milkshakes.
There's no.
Like
Oh yeah.
I'm fine. And like burger, like depending on like what kind of cheese it is, if it's like cheddar cheese on if it's like a lot of cheddar cheese on like a burger, yeah, fine, like it'll kind of kick off. But on burgers it's fine, but if it's like gravy, fries, and like melted cheddar cheese,
Wait, there's dairy and gravy.
no. So like poutine is like a very well known
Oh, the fries, right?
the
Yeah,
fries,
yeah.
and
Oh
then they add
shit!
gravy.
It's
The
the Canada
chip, yep.
thing. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. So like every time like I get poutine, like I still eat it, but every time I bring home poutine, I haven't had it in a while. I'd always have to be home because I don't like the workers hearing me like grunt in the water.
Yeah. No,
Right, right,
literally,
right.
after you go to a restaurant, like if you go eat out, like go eat Italian, I immediately come home after I'm done eating, and I'm just like running straight
know
to
what's
the
a-
bathroom.
Have you ever like have you guys ever felt like you really need to pee or poo so bad, but like while you're driving, per se if you're halfway home, like you can control it, right? But the
Yeah.
closer you get to your
Right
house,
before you
It hurts
unlock
more.
the
you
fucking
feel it
door.
coming out.
And you're just
Dude,
gonna
that's
you
the
suck that
worst.
you just suck it back up.
And you-
Bro, that's my worst fear is like going on a road trip and not being able to reach like a pit stop
Destination?
with a bathroom with
Mhm.
like a 10-mile radius and you have to go really bad and you just can't
That-
stop.
That actually reminds me
Yo,
of oh, well, go ahead.
Wait, go ahead first.
Okay, it actually reminds me. So I was in the Philippines, right? And we were driving a road trip. We're driving all up and down Philippines, right? And there's no fucking restrooms anywhere, bro. You have to. So what? So luckily, my family, they brought the wipes. And we just parked right outside it. There's a whole ass field. Like I see a Carabao, I see a farmer, and then a bunch of other people just standing there. And I was like, what are those people doing over there? And the more I got closer, they're just pissing and taking like shit over there in the field. No one gives a fuck, bro.
Bro, okay.
They're just out there.
I got two stories. I'm gonna share one of them.
All right, yo, we're on the 10-minute mark, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
So
It's gonna be quick.
yeah.
Quick. All right, so this is my sophomore year. We our church went to a mission trip, right?
Mhm.
And it was this place, someplace in Mexico near the Guatemalan border, and we were at the village doing like church like missionary stuff, and they were like, "Oh, it's a hot ass day. Let's just go to like a waterfall or whatever. And there's this like local stream or whatever. So we went in there, and all of us, because it's fucking hot, we're playing in the water. And none of the natives are coming in, right? The people living there. So we're all just like it's this beautiful scenery. Like there's hills, there's cows everywhere. And I remember this one kid. This one kid was staring at like the top of this stream. And he was like, mierda, mierda, right? And no one knew what mierda fucking meant. And then it turns out mierda means mierda means shit in Spanish, right? And the way the place where the shit was located, it was flowing with the water down to the street.
No. Oh.
And the whole time we were just like, why is this water so murky? It's like living water.
Please tell me no one drank it. No one drank it, right?
No. And then no,
Okay,
actually,
Thank God.
I'm gonna confess, we were doing that shit little kids do, where they put water in their mouth and go, oh, dude, that shit. Like looking back, it's funny, but like, if I knew that, if I went into that stream knowing that was shit, I would have been terrified. Like, that was such an experience, bro. Oh my gosh.
Yo, Young, never retell that story again.
Oh my God.
That was worse than Neji's bathroom story.
Young.
No, man, this is disgusting.
This is why you haven't been able to get the Valentine's kiss.
The stench is left in my mouth for like the past
Oh my
3 years.
God. When you're actually talking shit. When you're actually talking shit.
Oh, it just came out of your mouth a little bit.
Just like that real quick.
That's
No,
like, oh,
I
dude,
can't.
that beats everything.
That was like, I don't know if it was from the stream or whatever, but like a week after we came back, all of the kids were like struggling with their digestive shit. I personally comes out like piss, but like it's a little bit thicker. I had that shit for like a week after I came back from Mexico. I was terrified, but
You had the bubbles?
no, that thing comes out like a fart. I'm not even joking.
Oh, yeah, bubble
Like a
guts.
fart, and
With the
then
bubbles.
it's fucking clear.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Dude, why you?
End of this conversation.
hey, cut it off.
I cut it out. Stop.
Cut the cameras.
No, but by the way, so just a disclaimer for anyone that's listening. If you guys heard them lagging in terms of just like how their voices are stuttering, or if they're like kind of glitching out, that's due to the connection from Zoom. So I do apologize for anyone that's streaming on Spotify and SoundCloud. But for those who are watching on YouTube, just I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna notice them kind of glitching out on their videos as well. So I just kind of want to put it out there before I switch to the next session. But I actually wanted to plug the sponsor, first official sponsor of the show. Let me just pull up my. So the Wonderbox podcast is now officially sponsored by a local business in Toronto, and I'm pretty close friends with the owner. I grew up with her. The brand is called MOTIF Co. So MOTIF is another word for motivation. They spread positivity and motivation through fashion, and their mission statement is to help others become motivated with through fashion and through other arts alike. So creators alike, or just just friends and family alike. So with that, they do have their current beanies and crew neck collection up on their store. And if you guys order from that, you guys can use our code Wonderbox10 for 10% off your order. And it would be cool if you guys can support them as well. So it's very important to support local businesses as they want to get to that established state, as I expressed in the previous episodes, in terms of how it is important to support these local businesses, because they also want to make a living and also impact their communities and audience that they're trying to give to. So Wonderbox 10 for 10% off. BMotiveCode.com. And yeah, so there's that one sponsor, and any other sponsors that would like to sponsor us, please do. It would help us,
Yo,
and
we
we'll
appreciate it.
we'll
We're
plug
open.
you for free.
With open
So
arms.
no, but yeah, check out BMotif Co. They got some really sick designs and collections coming up for the upcoming seasons. So yeah, again, Wonderbox 10, especially towards you guys if you guys want to order beanies, crew necks, Wonderbox 10 for 10% off. You can use it all. You can use it all year, so it's fine. I think it's one person per order. So, but yeah, moving on. I think I'm gonna make the next session, so I'm gonna make it again. Don't worry. Anyways, fake friends.
Ooh.
That's a
Oh, we
big-
love them.
Yeah. No, it's a pretty controversial topic. Not really, but I guess to some people.
Wait, how is it controversial?
No, I mean like
I feel-
some people might argue. It's like, oh yeah, no, because I had this and that. Like they would kind
Well,
of
those are the fake friends.
yeah. So, what are your opinion? Like, I guess what are your experiences with those kinds of situations? Like, what was the worst? The worst of the worst. The cream de la, fuck you.
Cream de la
My best
cream.
friend. All right.
Oh shit. Okay.
My best friend I was talking about earlier in the earlier session, the guy who did backflips at like the dance and whatever. He would just like hang out with me, hit me up over the summer and shit. Cause we live like less than 2 minutes walking, right? So we would always catch the same bus, give each other rides to school and shit. And this motherfucker, if you're watching, fucking R, I'm gonna call him R. Fuck you, R. Okay, so what he did, he has like a habit of going after all the girls that I used to talk to.
Mhm.
I want to say habit, but he just does that. Like, he just does that.
He was picking up your leftovers.
No, like,
No, no.
Yo, I
I'm
know. I could just imagine Young just walking, and then like it's just him picking up all the loot.
He's like,
It's like,
So,
oh,
okay,
this is not a good
so,
one.
like,
This is a common one.
I would be talking to a girl, and of course, him being my best friend, he's gonna get close with her too, because we're all hanging out together all the time or whatever. And then we would like end things, and he would start talking to her, and like, it never really bothered me much, because like it just happened, and like I feel like it just
You thought
happened.
it was
anyways.
normal. It was.
But this motherfucker, right? Right before he went, we graduated last year, right? Class of 2020. Right before he went to college, not a single text, not a single call, no Snapchat whatsoever. Motherfucker just leaves for college, doesn't say a single thing. He hasn't talked to me since he left either. So, best friends, right?
Yeah.
Yo, it's I think I
Yeah,
covered
like
this on
this.
the last episode, but yeah, I did cover it on the last episode with Cecil's friend Sean. But it really do be your own homies, man.
It really
Like-
do be, man.
Like I feel like, okay, I don't know if I have the right. Okay, I don't know. Like I don't know if I have the right to like assume, but it's just like there's always uh this backline of my subconscious thinking that like, at least 80% of, oh, not 80%, okay, 75% of my guy friends, or at least like one of my guy friends are, have that kind of intention of,
Hitting up your
Trying
girl.
to steal
After.
your girl.
yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
because like I did cover, I guess for the listeners, I did cover that I used to be that type of guy to always post about my significant other, and I would like my feed would just be filled with her and whatnot.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
now
you
like
to show her off.
yeah, and like now like after everything happened, or like I just, at least from what I've been observing, I don't think, I mean, yeah, I'll post my significant other. Like it doesn't bother me. It's more like I'm not gonna post as much because obviously I don't want the relationship to be publicly seen, or at least like I don't want it to be public, let alone, because I feel
Mhm.
like, yeah, like sure, people can know about your significant other, like the relationship you have, fine, that's fine. But if it's like constantly shown as highlights and whatnot, and it's all constantly posting and posting and posting, then I think it's more of like involving other people in your business, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I'm, obviously wanting to avoid the next time I get into a relationship. And like, it's just like I feel like there are guy friends that have that intention either way, like they like, because obviously when you guys all are mutual friends, or like you guys they become friends with the girl, they're gonna hit her up somehow. Like
Yeah.
if they're like that, they're gonna always hit her up somehow.
I
Like,
actually, I've dealt with
Damn.
something like that too. Like, I was talking to this girl,
mm.
and then my homie, he was hitting her up for like emotional like relief. Like, talk to my girl at the time.
Wait, hold on. Were they? The thing is, were they
Friends first?
friends before, or like
No,
they only became friends through you and her?
because of me. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, okay.
Well-
Well, I don't think it's not necessarily right, but I don't think it's wrong either. Because like some people are just like genuinely just friends that way too. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah, that's true.
it does seem very like, oh, that's a little awkward from like if
Mhm.
especially if you're not in that collective group. Like if it's just if it's like Three Musketeer kind of thing, that's different. But if someone else is like slowly becoming into that group, then they're just like, oh, is that okay? Like that's a little weird, you know?
Yeah,
But
because there's always
no,
a third
I get what you guys are saying. Though.
Yeah, because I feel like I feel like not a lot of people would notice that kind of thing unless someone else outside of that friend group notices and they say something. Because
Yeah.
because I feel like when that kind of like psychological aspect, people are so used to hearing lectures from friends and parents, and they kind of just let it pass by. That just it's like bygones be bygones or whatever, and it kind of goes through the ear and out the other. And then, like when they know something about that kind of situation, they'll be like, oh no, it's fine.
No, it's cool. It's
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
But then if they hear something similar from a person that's outside of a group, outside of your group, or a third party, then that's the time to be like, oh shit, maybe
That's
Oh,
fucked.
maybe
Yeah.
it's right.
it's weird how like that works though.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like
some
oh, go ahead.
like that happened to me, I guess. Like, I mean, this happens a lot with people or whatever. You don't realize you have a toxic relationship unless someone outside of this relationship points it out.
Mhm.
Like you're like,
Mm,
oh, it's okay. Like, she has other
They
guy
do
best friends that
this.
they're hanging out all the time, but it's like it's not that serious. But other people would see it and they're just like, that's kind of,
Yeah, that's kind of
Kind of
sus.
whack.
Yeah,
you know?
I think
Yeah,
it's really
I
just
totally get
based
that.
off. I think it's really just based off just like experience and how it was dealt with. I think really depends on like if it was dealt with like sour note or dealt with like an understanding. Because
Mm.
some people like let's say for example I date a girl, right, and that girl prior to me being like friends with her, I come to know like as we're becoming friends she has hella guy friends, and then I date her. It's different from like if I'm dating her right now and then she starts to gain hella guy friends. That's when I start to become a little unfair.
Yeah.
Like I'm just
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah. I
that
mean,
makes
I
sense.
feel like a lot of girls have like just naturally get a lot of attention and like people that orbit around them, regardless if they're in a relationship or not. Especially, I think I've actually noticed this. Like, have you ever like felt like when you're in a relationship,
Everyone
more
hits you up.
people want to talk? Yeah, everyone wants
Everyone
to
hits
talk
you
to you
up.
and like gain your attention.
Dude,
Like,
Yeah,
I
no,
definitely.
yeah, that's what I noticed. Because like
yeah,
right when you're single, like your phone is
nobody
dry
wants to
as
talk
hell.
to you.
Your phone is dry as hell. Like I mean, like you have your friends to talk to and whatnot. But then once you get a significant other, like slowly, gradually, you're gonna get ping, 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 and like
For
you'll
real.
like zzz, 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 and like and obviously your boyfriend girlfriend, you're gonna ask, oh, like who's texting you? Like, oh, I don't know. And it's just like the people that never really talk to you.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
And
I
they're
feel like a lot of people like I think when you're like especially being open about that you're in a relationship or posting about it, making it public,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just want to either fuck it up or like just get into it like somehow, some way. It's
I
kind of
feel
like my
I might get blown up for this, but like I feel like some couples only post a lot just to show that people, just to show people that they're happy.
Yeah,
Mm.
but then they're not
Unless
really.
unless they're like,
Unless they are.
yeah, of course. I'm not saying that they aren't, but like unless they're like a couple that has a business together and they have this whole entrepreneurship thing,
Yeah.
then that's different, right? But like, um, I don't know. I guess I just don't want to post my future significant other as much because I don't want any of my guy friends, or I don't want to introduce her to like at least anybody at all.
Mm.
So okay, I have this girl that I was talking to for a bit, sometime around last year,
Mhm.
and we ended things as like, oh, we're still cool, we're still friends and stuff like that. But like the only Snapchats she send me nowadays, because she stopped doing streaks with me or whatever,
Mhm.
is her and her new guy friend like I don't know, chilling or like getting food together or whatever, or like snuggling or whatever. I'm
Mhm.
just like, what's the purpose of this? Like, you want me to be jealous? Like, I'm
think I
glad you
think
got a new
Oh.
relationship. You know, that's good for you.
yeah. I think there's a difference between just like letting it out publicly and just like doing that, because what's happening to you is like, I'm not saying you become this person, but that's how people become toxic, and that's how people are just like so like spiteful on relationships. They become like bitter to their core, and that's when it just becomes like a problem. And I don't
Toxic?
know. I just
Young
no no
zero
no no.
percent toxic whatsoever.
Yo,
Ain't gotta
No,
worry
but
about
yo,
it.
he's just admitted.
that's how
No,
it starts though.
yo, I'm
That's
not gonna
seriously how it
lie.
starts.
I'm not gonna lie. I still am like bitter towards like relationships right now because of like,
Mm,
you know, not a lot of people are that observant. They're obviously like when you're in a relationship, you're more than likely more than likely to get blinded by like, you know, love or
You're
whatever.
like tunnel vision.
Yeah, and
for
like
sure.
yeah, so your vision becomes narrow and like you kind of put your significant other. I'm not saying like a lot of people do this, but some people put their significant other on a higher pedestal than they should, and it's
Mhm.
like, you know, they become, even though it's supposed to be, you know, your family, then yourself, and then, you know, other priorities, then, you know, your relationship, because it's like you guys
Mm,
aren't married yet, you guys aren't engaged yet. So like, I mean, like, yeah, it's a priority, but it's not.
Number one.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And obviously for me, I had to learn that through the recent months and years, and obviously I'm still growing, and there's no reason for me not, like, yeah, mistakes are made and whatnot, and but in terms of becoming toxic, yeah, I admit, the whole being bitter towards relationships, like especially towards some of my friends, not, you know, not the ones that like I know that are dating, but like,
Mhm.
Mm.
there was this, I had two friends that constantly sent me like couple TikToks on TikTok, and like they were constantly posting about themselves, like doing the dream wedding trend, and I
Mhm.
got kind of pissed because like they kept spamming me with that as if they're trying to taunt me, like, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they weren't, right? It was just me kind of like feeling envious.
Yeah.
So I blocked them. Then they asked me like, "Hey, I can't find your TikTok. What happened?" I'm just like, "Oh, I like I had to block you because like I just felt really uncomfortable that you guys kept sending that." And you know, they said sorry, and then, you know, I told them I'm gonna unblock you until the end of this love month. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah,
This
no,
love
but
month.
yeah, there's this,
Mm.
in terms of fake friends, there's this instance where like it doesn't have to do anything with a relationship, but like it kind of does, but it's more on, I guess, the relationship I have with my mom, like, you know, because like, you know, obviously we all love our moms. So um what was it? So I used to be in a band back in 2015, an indie rock band, and we performed all over Toronto.
What was
And,
the band name?
oh god,
What was the band name?
State of Expression.
Okay, I like it. I vibe with
Not
this.
bad.
State of
Yeah,
expression.
so I was the drummer, and you know, the two guitarists are from my church, and then one I went to high school with. I grew up in high school with, and the lead singer is also the lead guitarist, and then the bassist is the one I went to high school with. So I remember we were all on. I think we went to this youth conference, right? And then the bassist and the guitarist were with me, like the lead guitar, sorry. And after the conference, my dad called me. And I was like, "Hey, we're on our way to pick you up," and it was like a 30-minute drive for them. Sorry, and once they got to the the conference hall, um, what I didn't know was that like my mom came along, but like my mom just came from work and my dad picked her up along the way, and what my friend thought what the bassist thought was he had a spot in the car, and obviously he did. But then there wasn't enough space because like the guitarist was gonna come with us as well. So I saw him, and then he got into the he had to go ride with our pastor, our youth pastor, and we had like a gig like a week after. So during the gig, we were on our way to like we were walking around the subway area of downtown Toronto, and I was carrying one of my friends. Yeah, it was I think it was an amplifier or something. But then we were going through the subway station, and his girlfriend came along because she's our photographer and videographer. And I remember she asked like, "Oh, so how's the conference? Like, how was it?" And then he was like, "Oh yeah, it was good. It was just like I got pissed off at Daryl's mom because she took my spot in the fucking car, but like she bought us Subway, so she made up for it." I'm like,
What?
yeah, and I'm like, I got pissed, but I didn't want to say anything because we had a gig that day, right? But I was pretty passive aggressive. I don't know if you knew, but like I was pretty passive aggressive, and um, I never really confronted him about it. I mean, like it's kind of if I were to confront him now, like it's kind of too late. But like,
Mhm.
yo, I was so pissed that night. I broke my drumsticks that night. I was so pissed,
Dude.
and like how I knew he was a fake friend. He'd those friends that would like talk nice to you and like they compliment you, but then like once you leave and you hear from someone that they've been
Oh, they
talking shit
talk
about you.
shit with.
Yeah. So he was one of
Mm.
those. So like I don't know, like that I don't know if that's at least for me that's the worst, I guess, fake friend
Yeah.
experience. But there's also another situation which I'm gonna cover really quickly. Basically it was my friend's birthday, and it was my friend's birthday around this month, and we were all at all you can eat sushi buffet. And
Mm.
what my friend said was that, hey, for anyone that needs help paying the difference if you're short on money, just let me know. Me and this and that got you, right?
Mm.
But what the guitarist and the bassist thought was that if you can't pay, we're gonna pay for you.
Mm.
So what happened was, so I came late so everyone was there. I came late to the restaurant, and I sat down. I said hi to the, but this is the time when I got kicked out of the band because I was still in school. I was working two jobs, and then I sat down, and then like 30 minutes passed, and then I saw the bassist and guitarist leave. I'm just like, hey, I was like, wait, who's paying for you guys? Or like, are you guys gonna pay? I was like, oh no, oops, yeah. So um my friend, the birthday celebrant, he basically, uh, like he said, like basically he told me when I told him what happened because they literally just left, right? The bassist and guitarist just left, and my friend told me that like, um, sorry, I'm trying to remember. He told me that like, oh, I just said that I'm only gonna pay the difference if they can't pay like no everything else. Like what did they what did they think I meant? Like, oh, like they, and I said, and I told him like, oh, I think that they thought that you meant that you're gonna pay for their entire meal. But then before, because the thing is they didn't even say bye. They just went up and left. So I got pissed because it was for two people, right? So he was only offering to pay for one, but they had another friend of ours, because like our other friend of ours that paid for the basses and guitars as well to help pay.
Mhm.
He was already paying for his younger sister that was also there, so he had to pay double the price.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure, okay, my memory's pretty hazy here, but like I think my friend confronted them after and said um like, oh, like why didn't you guys communicate with me? You guys didn't even come to me and state that like you guys are leaving, and like I thought you understood what I meant. was that like, oh, I'm willing to pay the difference if you guys are short on money, right? Per se, like like 20, like the bill's $20, but you only have like 15, then
He'll cover 5.
yeah, that's what he meant. But these guys thought that no, they're gonna no, oh yeah, they're gonna pay for our entire meal, which was false. Because like because they could have had a chance to clear it up, but then the thing is, after they left, we never heard from them again for a while. And then my friend told me that he saw the lead guitarist at the mall, and the lead guitarist acted as if nothing happened. And I'm like,
Motherfucker.
bro, it was it was bad. I just oh yeah, I also had this friend that like sabotaged like this relationship I was in like freshman year of high school when I was in summer school. So basically he made a fake conversation of me saying that like I'm just using my significant other at the time just to fuck her and leave her a thank you note after sex. I'm just like, and she believed that. And then after she broke up with me, 2 weeks later, the same bassist, right? And then that friend that sabotaged us, they tried going for her. So their plan was for her to break up with me so they can get the chance at her.
Motherfuckers, man.
And motherfucker, man.
That's why I'm so observant of people, like, because like once I feel like you're acting fake, like per se, like oh yeah, like oh Neji, I love you. Well, you're one of my closest friends. But if you don't put in the effort to actually talk to me or like genuinely get back to me or whatever, like yeah, sure, like you may be busy, but like if I know that, because not everyone's too busy to ever reply to you.
Yeah.
Like even just one text.
What they to invest in.
Yeah, and like
just a call, a text.
Yeah, so like I know when that happens. So once I see that kind of behavior, I knew they're not about it. So like I just kind of leave it. I don't say anything. I don't call them out. So I just kind of leave it. But I don't know. Like I guess people, I don't know. I don't know how people are satisfied or like I don't know how they could go on with their day just doing that.
Knowing that they
fucked it up for someone else.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah. No, like usually the type of friend I am, like I kind of like calling people. Like sometimes I call people from Washington that I know, or some people from Las Vegas that I know. But there's sometimes I just like don't call anyone. Like it's just for me personally. I just kind of like restrict myself. I'm just don't call them, or I'm doing something, or I'm worried about something else. So there's that too. But I can't say I speak for everyone,
Yeah, of course. I mean, when it comes to, because I feel like we all appeared as different versions to other people.
Yeah,
like
everyone.
Like my parents have a different version of me. Like they probably still see like the 10-year-old me.
Oh yeah, they'll always see that.
Yeah, and then like you have your youth friends or whatever, like friends outside of this. I guess this our friend group, they would see me as someone differently on how you guys see me, right? But like my question is like, when you were younger, like if you were your younger self, and you saw yourself and you saw how you are now, would you be proud of it, or like would you want to change things? Like
no.
just thinking about that.
I don't think I would.
No?
I think I would. I would be very proud.
I think
it depends where in the timeline.
I mean like
overall.
I guess the person you are now, like, are you the person that you expected your younger self to become, or what you aspired to be when you were younger?
Well, I think that's a little tricky, because like when you were younger, did you want to be rich and famous? Because I don't think you were, like, obviously when you're young, you're not thinking of like all the like all like the tedious little details. Like,
yeah.
So
no, but I guess personality wise, or just like.
Okay, so how about the question would be, reflecting on what you've experienced so far, and how would you say you're satisfied with how have you become the person you become now?
And if not, like what would you change? Like if you were given a chance to time travel back in time to take an opportunity that you never took, like what changes would you do, if not, or if you have any?
To say first, I feel like I didn't really grow up in like the best childhood or whatever. So if I were to go back around like 7th grade, 8th grade, because I feel like everyone had like a sad phase in like their 7th grade, 8th grade phase. If I went back to that time knowing I've gone through this stuff that I've gone through, I would definitely be proud of myself. But if I were to go back to like, I don't know, 4th grade, 5th grade young, I'd be like, why isn't this guy going to Harvard? You know, why isn't this guy like making a fucking billion dollar company and like making Oma happy, you know? But like, if I were to make any changes, see, the thing is like, I believe that everything happens for a reason, not spiritually or like, oh, there's someone up. I guess I do, but like, I do believe that things happen for a reason, and the way things have turned out in my past shapes me as a person as I am today. And I feel like I'm not trying to view myself higher than others, but like I'm mentally stronger than most people, I guess, because of the things I've gone through. And I feel like that was such a plus for me, putting all the negative things in my life to the side. Like I feel like what I've gained from it was definitely a plus. So I am proud of where I am for the time being, but I'm planning to do
Go forward.
more things in the past, you know, or more things in the future, my man. But yeah.
Well, also, I guess like when you're talking like when you're younger, like what young version are you talking about? Like what younger version are you talking about rather? Like,
I guess 15-year-old you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, for me, you know, like obviously I think there are days when you're not like at your absolute best and you're not like peaking, or actually rather when you're like peaking and stuff, you're just like, oh man, like this is it, you know, like I don't know if I can do better. And then that's when like the whole, oh, maybe if I did this back then I'd be a lot better
like
off right now.
regret and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I think for me, I think if I look at if my younger self were to look at myself right now, I think he'd be like, oh, you know, I think if you were to do things differently, that's cool. But like, you know, if you're good now, like, you know, you're good now. Like if you're okay, you're okay. And like as long as you just want to make like changes, keep making changes. I think that's the plus side about just like growing up, especially like at a young age. Like I think for a lot of us, like I think for us, for you know, myself included, like I think we were put into some positions where just like we kind of had to like act a little older when we didn't even want to. So I think I can attest to just like saying, I'm good where I am now, you know, like, but that doesn't mean I don't want to get better. I don't want to just not make
obviously.
changes.
Yeah.
Like I think I will continue to just like look forward to changes, but you know, I think my younger version of myself would just constantly ask questions, and I still do. I still ask a lot of questions, like, oh, you know, what's next? What's this and this? You know?
What about you, Iron?
Me personally, I'm actually pretty proud. Growing up, I wouldn't say I have the best childhood as well. I was growing up in a broken home. I saw my parents fight a lot, physically and verbally, and you know, I think that that's one of the stresses to make a younger version of yourself act 5-10 times older than how you actually are, and also become partially like numb to like everything around you, and like become like not empathetic. I'm not able to feel like what other people are feeling sometimes. But just trying to find myself, trying to figure out and trying to like express my feelings has always been hard too. But now, that I grow older and I did all the experiences I went through, I don't think I would change anything at all. I think I've gained a lot of knowledge, learned a lot of things the hard way.
I feel like sorry to cut you off, but like I just want to chime in a little bit. Like I feel like, especially on Young said, it's more on like, you didn't, obviously during the time you didn't want to go through those types of like hardships, right? And like you think like, oh, it's the end of the world, like it sucks, like I hate my life. Like I still feel that too, especially during like my bad days. And I feel like we don't realize until later that it made us into someone better, someone stronger, like what Young said.
Mm-mm.
So how are we doing on time? 10, oh shit, 10 minutes. But yeah, man, like I'll kind of cover myself for pretty quickly. So for me, I actually am proud of how far I've come, especially with like what I've had to deal with growing up. And yeah, it wasn't more of a it wasn't more of a broken home, but like my parents did fight a lot, and like um I was taught, or I was like, I learned that dragging your child into those kinds of situations does affect their mental health. And like and it did mess mine up. So growing up was pretty hard in terms of just like opening up to people easily. And I wish that changed, but obviously, like you can't really change things as much. um the reason why I say I'm proud is because like if 15-year-old me saw me now, despite, oh shoot, hello.
Hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're good.
lag,
Oh yes,
but yeah,
yeah,
you're
the
good.
lag, sorry.
Like,
Again, sorry for the lag, audience. Hopefully this will kind of blow over the next few episodes. But yeah, if 15-year-old me saw me now, I think he'd be pretty psyched because the fact that I'm uh aspiring audio engineer, artist, podcaster, entrepreneur. I don't think 15-year-old me would have expected that. I mean, like I guess he would have expected I would have been on stage jumping up and down, or or at least being with the band and whatnot. And that's still my dream, realistically.
You're in the
But
process.
yeah, and like I feel like you know I don't think I'd change a thing except several things, because I did have struggle with my self confidence, and especially growing up. And but it's nothing that I can't handle. So like I feel like my 15-year-old self would be really proud, because I think he kind of see me as like a famous person when I'm not really famous, right? So it's just pretty cool to think that, because just thinking to myself now, I'm like, I never expected to become like this. So
Mm.
like to have you know like a mini studio in my room, or like to have songs out on iTunes and whatnot. Like because my whole like life, like wondering on how to do music and everything, I've always wanted to, I was like, well, I want to become famous so I can put my songs on iTunes and YouTube. And now that I'm doing that, it's just surreal,
yeah.
right? So
Mm.
yeah,
What do
I'm
you have?
pretty proud. But I'm always like you guys said, like I'm always growing, I'm always learning. So over the next several years and into the next decade, I'm obviously fearful of what might come. So but I'm also excited. So yeah.
Mm. I think being a little scared about it also keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, and I think that's what pushes you a lot. So yeah, man. I mean,
Life is unpredictable.
That's
For
very true.
sure.
yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I'd like to thank you guys for coming out to feature on the podcast. I actually like having Brandon on here as well. He's good company. Young, um, bro, I'm excited to see you next week. Iron, you're welcome anytime if you want to appear on the podcast. So Ian, Mason, and Cecil are here in spirit. Um, but yeah, again, I'd like to plug Brandon's Twitch. He streams with Mason as well. So if you guys want to head over to his Twitch streams, I don't Brandon, when do you stream usually?
Just really depends on free time and stuff because I started working again.
Yeah.
But usually like anywhere my time,
Pacific Standard
like
Time.
Pacific
probably
Standard.
like probably like maybe like 6. If I do late night streams, it's probably like 10.
Yo, Iron,
Okay.
drop your too. Drop your Twitch.
Oh,
Drop
it's
your
okay.
Twitch.
I
No,
stopped
What do you
recently.
mean?
I
No,
stopped recently.
just
No.
send me your
He did
Twitch
it.
after
He
this.
did
But
it.
like,
Just drop it. Yeah.
yeah, just check out Iron's Twitch and then Brandon's Twitch. Let's just say if just subscribe to Brandon's Twitch, and like if you get a notification when he's live, just go watch him. Um, especially with Iron. And I'm gonna plug, I don't know if Young streams, but like for future reference.
I don't.
If he does stream, follow him as well.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm also gonna I'm gonna
Yo,
plug our
appreciate that.
sponsor. I'm gonna plug our sponsor again, MOTIF bmotivco.com. They are a Toronto-based clothing company that that has a mission statement of spreading positivity and motivating others, creators alike like us, and you get 10% off of your order with our code Wonderbox 10, so that can actually help if you guys purchase and support their business. So that would be pretty cool, and I'd just like to thank them again for sponsoring us or being the first official sponsor for Wonderbox, and for the amount of support that we've been getting on this podcast. I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank like all three of you as well, for supporting this podcast. I never thought I'd get this far in terms of just like 7 episodes. So
And more to come.
Yeah, more to come.
More to come.
Hopefully COVID ends and we can all, like, I guess, if this
Meet up
thing,
and do it.
Dude.
and if this blows up and I get money, me and Ian and all of them get money off of it, we can probably fly out over here, or we can fly out over there and bring
Oh.
our stuff. Kinda do
I'll
like,
use my. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Dang.
Out to Toronto. That sounds fun.
Yeah, man.
Yubo Meetup
Yo,
podcast.
we gotta.
Meetup
Yo, it's-
podcast.
We gotta
It's gonna
try
be
that. We gotta
wild.
try that poutine that gives you that lactose. We gotta try
Oh.
that shit.
See
You
if
want
it
you want us
gives
to
me
blow up like
like
that? You want us to blow up like that?
Yo, we were gonna blow up
Oh,
Neji's
my-
bathroom.
Okay, y'all are gonna clean it. Okay, I'm not gonna deal with your like.
Yeah,
No.
of course.
bro.
We'll wash the
Neji,
dishes too. Don't worry.
Neji, you're doing good though, man. Keep doing you, man. This is fun.
Thanks,
so
man.
keep doing it.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
man.
I'm pretty sure everyone else is having fun. So you're
Yeah,
doing
dude,
good.
it's
man.
amazing,
Keep
yo.
doing it.
Yeah, but like
Fuck with
I actually also want to mention that, like, so for the next few episodes, what we're gonna try when Cecil does come back from whatever he's doing, we are actually planning to do like some sort of games during the podcast. So like Cards Against Humanity, or like maybe
Oh yeah.
yeah. So like
So
something
Pummel
along the
Party
lines
is a
of
good
that.
one.
Yeah, so like something along the lines of that.
Among Us.
Something along the line
Hell
along
yeah.
the lines of that. So like once I get everything set up, we could do that. But yeah, so stay tuned for, I guess, would you guys count this as, I'm not gonna count this as a Valentine's Day episode, because like we've been talking down on Valentine's Day the whole time. So
Yeah, fuck Valentine's Day.
Valentine's podcast. But like props to those who are able to stay strong in the relationship. But props to you guys. Hopefully, I guess we'll find our person in our own time. But
Yeah. Hopefully, well.
yeah.
But in the meanwhile,
in the
you guys
meanwhile-
keep doing you. Mean whatever the fuck. As of now, you guys keep doing you. Follow your goals, not your dick or your
or
horniness.
Yeah.
And horniness.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you for your time.
Chase the bag.
Signing off.
Chase the bag, not the
Chase
sack.
the bag. Always remember to chase the bag. Get that head. Get that bread. And
Hey, life is like a sandwich. Life is like a sandwich. No matter how you flip it, the bread comes first, my guy.
Unless you
I
get
like
a
that.
Anyways, guys,
I like that.
always remember to like, share, and subscribe, and to follow us on Spotify.
Yes.
We're trying to post every Thursday and Saturdays. So, anyways, before the session ends, love y'all. Thank you for the support. Keep supporting local businesses and these two right here, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to beat your meat. Bye.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yo, what the fuck?
I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that.
Cut that off. Oh, you're gonna leave?